good afternoon. It's Thursday, November 11th, 2020. I'm Taylor Brown, and this is How I Did It, the show where we talk with champions about how they achieve their dreams. On today's show, we're talking with Coach James Wade. Coach James Wade is the head coach and general manager of the Chicago Sky. He's also a WNBA champion with the Minnesota Lynx in 2017, and he's a two-time EuroLeague champion in Russia. So he's also a former professional basketball player who's played in Europe. And Coach Wade, thank you so much for coming on the show. I greatly appreciate it.
Man, thanks for having me, Taylor. I appreciate it.
No problem. So first question, Coach. So you played your entire professional career in Europe, and you live in France. And so where exactly in France are you? Like, where are you exactly in France right now?
I'm in a small town called Villeneuve de Maguelone. It's south of Montpellier. So it's in southern France. We live right on the Mediterranean Sea, so it's pretty cool.
Okay, great. Great. So after the Wubble season, when the Wubble season ended, that was from like July to September. Um, one thing about me, Coach, I'm a player, and I get fueled by the crowd, just having that energy and that support. What were the biggest challenges playing in the Wubble?
I think the biggest challenge is you're out of like anything that's normal. So when you have that release, playing basketball, sometimes you just need to get away, like a mental break to get away, like whether it's seeing your family, seeing friends, or going to your favorite spots. Well, we couldn't do that, so we were just stuck in a world of basketball. And in the beginning, that may seem like a fun thing to do, but mentally it could be a little tough for you. And then when you calculate all of the outside factors of, the state that we were in, we're living in the middle of a pandemic, something that nobody in our lifetime has actually lived through, especially that's in the bubble. You're seeing all the injustices that are going on, and you're seeing these injustices that are going on with no distractions because the pandemic has you in a state of pause. And so you're able to concentrate on the things that are really important in life because you have to take out a lot of distractions because of what's going on. And so the fact that we're stuck in a bubble and you don't get all these vices that you love, your family, your friends, or getting away from basketball as far as doing your hobbies. And so you're actually stuck in the game. It can be a little long. It can be a little long. And so although I enjoy my time in the Wubble, it was tough having to deal with a lot of, outside emotions of just the state that we were in. And trying to focus on the game when the game that you love was probably not as, I guess, the focal point of in your life. So it was tough, but just being around the game, I appreciated it. But that's you give and take, and so it was a lot of give and take during that time.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna jump to one of my questions. And glad you brought that up about, obviously not just the WNBA but the NBA as well was protesting with everything going on. Breonna Taylor, George Floyd. Um, do you think uh, was that an effective message to the country? Like this isn't okay. I saw you guys wearing the T-shirts and um, even like the NBA sat out for a game or two. So um, what are your thoughts about that? Just I guess that you guys standing up for what was going on in the country at that time.
Well, I mean, I really it showed how much of a quality organization that we were, uh, because I think the messaging was clear. Not only a big part of us is the players, and so the messaging was clear all across the board from the players, from ownership, from the organizations, from the league, from the refs. I think everybody was on the same page, and so to have that messaging and to say, hey, look, basketball is what we do. It's not who we are. We stand for something much more important. We stand as a nation that has transformed into equality, and we want to see it go even further. I hear, I hear about us saying a nation built on equality. Well, that's not true. And so, but we are open minded to transforming that, and the athletes and everything about our organization are on par for helping us continue that transformation to where everybody's equal. And I just appreciated that and being part of the WNBA as being a leader in that transformation.
Yeah, I definitely agree. WNBA definitely represents social justice. I think one of the best organizations. So definitely appreciate that. And my next question for you, Coach, is how is it in France? Is it different as far as like um, do you feel safer than in the U.S.? How is it as far as just like your safety wise?
I mean, are you talking about the pandemic or
Oh,
which one? Which one? We got a lot of things going on right now.
right. I mean, actually, let's start with I guess like police brutality, and just like um, how do you feel safe? Like as far as like racism or things like that. Do you feel safer in France?
I mean, I just so it's racism everywhere in every corner of the world. You're going to always have a group that think that they're more in favor of what's divine than another group, and but it's the act on it. It's the act on it. I don't mind you thinking you're better than me, but how you act that out is, I think, is different. And so as far as feeling safe, I think, yeah, I do. I feel safe for me, my son, and my wife here. As far as the state that we're in, we've had an election in the United States, and it's people that are against fair democracy because they just refuse to say, hey, your vote shouldn't count, and so it spews violence, and you have people that are ready to act out because of it. So yeah, I feel safer here. I mean, it's no secret. I feel safer here. I feel safer because if you would have asked me this like 15 years ago, I probably wouldn't have had a fight in the game. I'm like, yeah, I can live anywhere. But now, I'm raising a 4-year-old son with my wife. I have to think about his well-being, and the fact that he's French, but when you see him, you see an African American kid, and he's innocent. So I try to put him in the least amount of harm's way as possible, and having to explain to him that it's a certain way that you have to act, and you don't get a second chance because your first chance given your life is touching. So yeah, the safety net is definitely here right now. Hopefully things will change soon, and we can go places and not feel one way or the other.
Right, right. Yeah, definitely. So I just want to shout out a reminder that we're here with Coach Wade, head coach of Chicago Sky and general manager, and this is how I did it. So, Coach, my next question for you: we brought up the pandemic. Uh, what do you think is your biggest lesson that you've learned from the pandemic?
I think we it's, I guess, like the time, I think it's a lot of things that serve as a distraction that you actually really don't need, that you think you need, and the time that is given me to actually be around my family and get to know my family a lot. We were on lockdown here in March and in February and March here. And now we're on another lockdown. Well, that lockdown has caused me to be at home and not need to go anywhere and do things and spend time with my family and get to know my son more than, me being a coach and being out on the road and doing all these things. And so it's slowed me down, and it's given me, I guess, a realistic view of what's really important. And so that's one thing. And it's actually given me the opportunity to know people that I probably wouldn't have known had there not been a pandemic. So.
I understand. Yeah, I definitely can relate to that. So, so coach, you coach some big names. Just to list some: Maya Moore, Diamond DeShields, currently Lindsay Whalen, Simone Augustus. What can you say? Just coaching these big names, big players. Like, was it challenging for them, or coaching your players? In a confined atmosphere. In the Wubble, just it being so different than usual. Was that challenging for you, or for your players?
I think it could be, because sometimes it gets heavy. So I had to change sometimes my style when sometimes I can you can get on a player and go hard on the player, and with all things considered, it's a lot going on. So you have to be kind of cognizant of the surroundings and what they're going through, and that they're people. And I think I had to learn that the hard way. Like, you're getting on them, like you get on them when everything is free and you're out in the world, but actually this person hasn't seen their mom in months, or they have a family member that's sick that they can't get to, or a friend that's sick, or they haven't seen loved ones, or they can't just get out of the bubble and just go be free or do something they really love to do. And you beating basketball over their head and doing the right thing when they're trying to hold everything together. So I think I had to change my approach a little bit. I don't know if I did a great job, but I think it taught me a lot as far as how to approach next year, however we do it. Just being more, I guess, open with them, and just understanding where they are in the midst of it. So that's where I am right now, and that's how I'm going to try to continue to grow as a coach.
Understood. Very humble, coach. Very humble. My next question for you is, so what does next season look like? Do you think, like, what are you hearing about next year? Is it going to be a little better than this year?
We don't know what it's going to entail, like which way it's going to go. I have no idea. I think the league is doing a good job of trying to figure that out right now, and they're going to bring us in a lot earlier. One thing that you have to understand is, so they did a great job because they did everything on the fly. Like, so the pandemic moved west, going to Europe, all the way, from Asia to Europe to the United States and everywhere else. But it was like on short notice that we're preparing for free agency. Right when we're in free agency, the pandemic is just getting over to Europe. Like, it's just getting over to Europe, and so it hasn't really made its way to the States yet. And in a full force pandemic. And so from the time you have free agency until the draft is about 2.5 months. And so this is all the time they had to just throw a season together. And now we have a year and a half until the season will start from the start of the pandemic in the United States. So now they have time plus experience, which the fact that we went through the bubble and had, everything to finish the season successful, clean, with the champion, and everybody go home healthy, I think it's only going to get better for me. I'm almost sure.
Right. That's good. That's good to hear. And so you guys are pretty clean as far as coronavirus. Like, no one, caught it while you guys were down there.
Nobody on our team contracted coronavirus while we were there. And to my knowledge, everybody went home on all teams healthy. So we had people that contracted the coronavirus before, like when they were in their separate markets. the league did a good job of monitoring and getting people to the WNBA bubble safe and making sure they were safe. And we did consistent testing every day, which was really good. And we had good medical staff that was there that was overseeing everything. So they handled it really well. Of course, everybody has room for improvement. And so I think they're going to figure out what they could have did even more efficient and what, didn't go as planned and what was more challenging. And I think they're just going to improve from here.
Understood. All right. So again, we're here with Coach Wade, and this is how I did it. Coach, my next question for you is, I recently saw a video of you on your Instagram page of you speaking Russian.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
How many languages can you speak?
3.
Okay. So Russian
and French, I'm here. Here. And I'm from Memphis, so my English is okay. But that's I got to Europe in 2000, and and when I was in school, I took Spanish, and I kind of underappreciated it. But my mom is somebody that always wanted to speak French, and so when I got a chance to play in France, and I met my soon-to-be wife, it was something that I was like, I was in love with languages, and so I really took it seriously. In Russian, when I went back to Russia after playing, I was like, hey, I'm gonna learn the language this time. And so it's just something that's in me. I love languages, so I want to continue to learn different languages. So
yeah, that's great. I went to I played in Luxembourg, and people are like,
okay.
Did you learn the language? I was like, no, they speak English.
I love Luxembourg. I was like, I spent some time. I played in the northeast of France in Epinal, in the little city of Epinal. And so we used to go there on the weekends in Luxembourg City because they used to have like nice movie theaters and stuff like that, nice restaurants. So we would go there sometimes and just hang out. It was cool.
Yeah, pretty wealthy country.
Yeah, it is, right?
All right, Coach. So my next question for you is, do you think you'll ever move back to the United States? Just in general.
I tell you, yeah, I really want to. I really want to. I love the city of Chicago. Um, I want my son to experience that. He has an American soul in him, even though he was born here in France. And it's something that I want to represent Chicago all year round. And so we'll see. But right now we're comfortable here and we like it here. And so we'll always have a home base here too. So we'll see, but we had a home in Atlanta for a while because that's where I went to school near there. And right now, with everything the way it's going, my son's in school here, and Chicago is where my roots are now, and we love being in both places. But yeah, I mean, I can see it. It's right now it's early, but I can't.
Yeah, got you. So what's one of the best things about Chicago?
The food, um, the people. I like the people there. Like and it's I like the um, I don't know how to say it, put it in the words in English, but I like the energy. I like the energy of Chicago, like especially when we're down in Chicago, and and the city's just alive, and the restaurants, and of course it's going to look different now since you have a pandemic and you have curfews and things of that nature. But the energy of Chicago is second to none. So we love it. We really love it.
Got you. All right, Coach, we're down to our last three questions. These three questions I ask every interviewee.
All
So,
right.
first question: what inspires you?
Yeah, wow. That's a good. I didn't think I was gonna. Hope I passed this. What inspires me? I really, really want to be my best self. And so if, and I compete with myself. Now I can pull from someone else, you know. So if I see someone that's bilingual, I want to be trilingual. If I see someone that, you know, that's really smart, you ask them why they're smart, and they say, oh, I read a lot, you know, so I just start reading, you know. Like I just want to be the best self that I can be, because I want to be the best coach that I can be. I don't want to compete with other coaches, but I want to be the best coach possible. And what that entails, I don't know. You know, I don't know. But so I'm always very critical of myself. But it's just me on this journey of trying to find my best self. So that's what motivates me. And that's why I like, you know, I grind so much. That's why I sleep late working, because I'm trying to, it's like a maze. You're trying to find it. And it may never end, but at least, you know, at the end of the road, you know, I knew that I overachieved, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of like Michael Jordan's spirit in The Last Dance is super competitive with like, but it's like
Yeah.
with yourself. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. I've never competed with nobody, but I'm always competing with myself every day, every day, every day.
Yeah, respect, respect. So my next question, what is your pet peeve?
Uh, People that don't give effort, I like, I don't like shortcuts as far as effort is concerned. So, and it gets to me, like it really eats me up if you know, you have other people working and giving effort, and the only thing you have to do is give effort. Don't care if you get it right or not, but it's just the effort and what you do. And that's, I don't mind mistakes, nothing. It's just effort. And that's in any parts of life. You got to give effort. So, and that's my pet peeve.
Yeah, yeah, I can understand that. Third question, what is your guilty pleasure?
Chocolate.
Me too.
It's chocolate. I can't, you know, I can't cut it out of my life for some reason. And it's hard. Even the older I've gotten, like it's hard. It's like I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Mine's just a chocolate milkshake, so I get
Yeah.
it.
Oh, give me anything. Chocolate cake, chocolate chip cookies. Oh my god. Yeah, you give me anything.
Yeah, it's a
Chocolate
wrap.
ice cream. Yeah, I'm on. I'm on.
All right, Coach. That's all the questions I have for you today. Will you be back on the show? We do another one.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. This is nice and chill for me. Now it was a pleasure. I really appreciate what you're doing, covering me, covering us. Like it's really nice. So yeah, anytime, just hit me up.
I appreciate that. Appreciate
All
that.
right,
So, all right, so that's the wrap of episode 6 of How I Did It. Here again with Coach Wade, and stay tuned for what we have next.